Well, what do you mean? Well, of course they know it's quick and easy air fryer pork chops. What else would AF mean? Oh. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and let's take a look at a quick and easy air fryer pork chop recipe. Now for this recipe, I like to use this air fryer. I have two, but this one gets the meat elevated off of the surface where air can get all around. And while I prep my pork chops, I'm going to go ahead and preheat this air fryer so it's ready to go when I'm ready to put them in. And I'm just going to set it to 400 degrees for several minutes until it comes up to temperature and is ready to receive the pork chops. And prepping these pork chops is just about as easy as it gets. I'm going to set my racks out to get ready to put the meat on. And then I'm going to take these pork chops, and all I'm going to do is give them a liberal dose of salt. Not going to use any pepper. You could use garlic powder, or you could use onion powder if you do these kinds of spices. But for my carnivore purposes, I most often, just season the meat with salt. And my favorite is good old Redmond salt, which I'm going to use on these pork chops here. And don't forget, because you eat both sides of the meat, you're going to want to season both sides of the meat. So we're going to give them a flip and salt the other side as well. And this noise means that our air fryer is up to temp and ready for these pork chops. So two of these pork chops are going to go on one rack on an upper shelf, and two of them are going to go on the second rack below the first rack. And this gives me maximum air circulation, and I get the added benefit of some of the drippings coming off of the fat on the upper shelf down onto the pork chops on the lower shelf. I'm going to set my timer for 7 minutes back at 400 degrees and let her rip. And once the first 7 minutes is up, I'm going to take the pork chops out, taking the upper rack, flipping the pork chops over onto their other side, and then taking the lower rack, doing the same thing, but replacing the lower rack to the upper shelf, which I very nearly got cockeyed, but I straightened my head out and was able to see it and get it in there correctly, even though it doesn't look like it from this angle. Now for this side, I'm going to set the timer for just 5 minutes, and I'm going to put it back on 400 degrees, and it should be just where I want it when this 5 minutes is up. And it was. Now this particular night I had some lovely pork renderings from some pork belly that I had made, and I went ahead and I finished off, and when I say finished, I just put a crust on each side of these pork chops. I could have eaten them just like they were right out of the air fryer. They were done, and I'm certain they would have been delicious, but you know, you take advantage of what you have when you have it. And these guys were just as tasty as they could be, just as tasty as they looked. They were crispy on the outside, they were pink on the inside, they were perfectly done, and the fat was just right on the edges. You can eat these just like they are. You could serve them with some nice fried runny eggs, or if you do vegetables, you could do them with a vegetable side of your choice. It's always helpful to have a quick and easy idea for those nights when we want and need to stay on our carnivore, ketovore, or keto goals. And I hope that this one helps you do just that.